Today we're going to be talking about adopting AI and being more efficient with AI. So who here uses AI in their real estate business? Who's using their AI in yours? How? How is it that you're using AI in your real estate business? Just curious.
Well, for me, it would be making up the blurb about the description of the property, etc.,
Okay.
making it more enhanced.
Okay. So looking at putting on a listing, what's that description? How to make it, some keywords, using some keywords, using something like ChatGPT for that. Does everyone do that? Like pretty much every email that goes out, I'm putting it through some sort of AI. What else are you guys using AI for?
Scripts from
So tell
time
me
to time.
what do you mean about what scripts?
Um, so I get they're called real intent leads. They're basically people who are uh, searching for real estate related stuff. Um, so I put kind of what I want kind of a no oriented script, and I'll put that through AI and see what it comes out with, and kind of compare it to the scripts that you've given us too.
Okay. I would be careful with constantly changing scripts and dialogues. All right. It's vitally important that we need to internalize the scripts and dialogues. So when we look at our lead sources, for example, our sphere of influence database, what is that conversation that we're going to use? What are the questions we're going to use? How are we going to pace and lead that conversation to an outcome that we're looking for? So you determine what those questions would be. Yes, you can use AI. Yes, you can look at references for like my stuff that Tom has, stuff that I may have shared with you. But you have to have a comfort level. Because remember, the person that's writing the script, who wrote the script, that script is perfect for them. So, Tom, what you want to do is take these ideas, get your experiences in calling your database, and figure out what are the best questions to use so that you memorize, rehearse, internalize that dialogue so that it comes out to you naturally. Now, you
Mhm.
would do the same for your other lead sources, right? If we're circle prospecting, for example, what are the questions that we're going to use when circle prospecting? What do those conversation pieces look like? How do we repeat, approve, move on to the next question, and keep doing that? Keep moving that forward so that you have the conversation get to a result that you're already expecting, right? And so be very careful of constantly switching over. It's great to use something like Revy where you can role play. You take the script that you have existing, practice it back and forth, use Revy, let it throw some scenarios at you, you respond, and then you keep working forward. Or if you're not using Revy, then use like a partner. Have a role play partner, an accountability partner, someone that you can practice this with, right? So be very careful, just keep switching it over. But I love the idea, right? Love that idea. Excellent. Let me just go. What are your initial thoughts of the potential that comes, with real estate marketing using AI? I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on how to use it when it comes to marketing in real estate?
I use it for social media when I'm doing like a new listing or open house so I can capture the words, the keywords on social media.
Beautiful. I love it. I agree with social media 100%. What else? What else can you use it for from a marketing perspective?
Let's get to design you a marketing plan.
You can definitely get a marketing strategy from it, right? You can have like that back and forth within and ask questions and saying, hey, this is what I'm looking at. This is what my comfort level is. Put together some sort of social media uh, strategy. But then I would take it further and give it the results. Hey, here's the analytics of this campaign. How would you improve it? So if you're doing ads, for example, it creates the ad for you. Then you take it back and go, here are the analytics from my social media, right? Um, Revy is an AI tool. Yes, it is. Revy is an AI tool. It used to be called Tommy Eye. So taking those analytics, taking that information, and then asking it to analyze it and give you more clarity in what you're doing. In fact, it would take those results and say, okay, based upon what's happening, these are the messages that your audience is looking for. Let's keep going down, and the AI program will give you some more thoughts, some more ideas on how to improve that. So love that. What else? What else can we do with AI when it comes to marketing? What about blog articles? Who here gets the AI program to write blog articles? Well, you can go into something called Answer the Public, right? It's a website that has search cues, search criteria, like search information. So it goes into Google, takes a look at whatever topic you give it, and says, okay, based upon your topic, here are the search criteria, the search cues. This is what the search questions people are using. You can take then that information from Answer the Public, upload it into ChatGPT, for example, ask it to analyze it, and then from these search cues, the search information, what are the best topic ideas in real estate? What are the best topic ideas for a seller? What are the best topic ideas for a buyer? And then it will give you a list of topic ideas. And then you can ask it to create a blog for each one using keywords based upon the information you uploaded from Answer the Public. So the general public's going into Google, typing in questions, Answer the Public sees those questions, puts together an analysis of it. You upload that analysis and say create blogs that are now catering to what people are searching for. Would that be a worthwhile endeavor? Who here
Yes,
is taking that information and putting it onto their website?
I did it for my landing page
Yes?
for the teachers and created 52 blogs based off of your information. It was sweet and easy.
Easy, right? It could actually, and if you ask it, it will create the keyword tags to use for those articles. So when you put up a blog into your website, you can have the hashtags there all set up. What else? What else? Someone said designing your open house flyers. Yeah, designing anything. You can use AI to design any marketing piece. Open house flyers, exactly. What about analyzing your website? You can upload. Yeah, go ahead, Mark. You got something on that one?
I do that. Honestly, I do it for everything. Any single solitary thing we create or our assistant creates, I grab it. I don't know if any of you have read the book Building How to Build a Story Brand. It's absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend it.
Highly recommend that one. Yes.
So anything I do now, absolutely everything, website, flyer, any kind of promotion, I grab it, I take the picture of it, I drop it in ChatGPT, and I say, does this follow building a story brand? And it'll go through it and it'll simplify things and make things to the point. It'll literally tell me, enlarge this text, put this picture here. It's more captivating to visions. It'll just reanalyze everything, our website, our flyers, literally everything.
Great. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it's a great book. You guys should all be reading that one for sure. What about your email campaigns? What about your email campaigns? I mean, see, this is all very superficial. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we're not even scratching the surface of AI. This is very top. Like, you should definitely have it right. Maybe create the template. We talk about how a weekly email that should be going out to everybody in your CRM and allow it to create for you the template that's engaging. Ask it questions. It'll come back with, hey, this is how the template should look like, and then it can create the emails for you and have all 52 of them all set up. Right? So email template, building a story brand by Donald Miller. You guys got that? Yeah, excellent. All right, so let's keep going with AI. I want to know something deeper with AI. What else are we using AI for? So let me share with you the large language models. So you have your ChatGPT is what's known as a large language model. Then you have Claude. It's also a large language model. Gemini and Grok. So what are large language models? Everything else you see that comes out, for the most part, there are a few other ones. I know China has DeepSeek, and there's a couple other smaller ones, but for the most part, a large language model is where everyone has invested in the infrastructure. There is tons and tons, it's super expensive to have one of these data centers. It takes a lot of power. So the United States has 4 of them, like those 4 that I just mentioned. They're all in the States. And it takes and there's a lot of backings. Microsoft is backing, Google's back, Google, Amazon's backing. Like, there's major players backing these 4. And then you have other companies that layer on top of them. I'll give you an example. So ChatGPT, which is the one that most common that everyone uses, while Revy, which is the old is the Tom AI, is layered on top of ChatGPT. So if you're paying for ChatGPT, the $20 a month version, which is a little bit better than the free one, which is a lot better than the free one, that is Revy. That is Revy. That's Revy. Starting, I believe, next month, there is a $200 version of ChatGPT, and Revy is going to be that. It's being upgraded. So it can give you better and deeper information. So if you want to do deep analysis, that's really the difference between the $20 and the $200. It's the deeper analysis. So, and that's going to be happening in Revy. Okay, just giving everyone a heads up. On April the 28th, this coming weekend, right? Sorry, a week from today, Monday, when you guys log into the Loom, it's no longer the Loom. It will be called Revy. So Revy is the name, and if you're wondering why the name Revy, it means revenue. Okay, it's short for revenue. It's Rev, and then they just put the I. It looks cool, right? It's Revy. So Revy AI is working right now, but then Revy is replacing the Loom on Monday, just so that everyone has the heads up for this. All right, so what can you do? So let's go a little bit deeper. I talked about deep search. If you go into Claude and put in some analysis in your marketplace and then gave it a prompt, and it will create, I think Claude has the best visuals. So if you wanted to send your client, let's say you have a listing and you have your weekly update, you could put in there some information about what happened this week with that listing, and it would send them something like this. Something with highlights, and it could be a standalone HTML email newsletter. So you email it to them, and they can click through, and they can see all the data that you put in about your listing, and you can view full reports. And it does that on a standalone. So you don't need to know what the code is, right? Like, this is all the code. So you guys don't even have to write the code. It does it all for you and creates, and it looks like this. And then you can take this code, copy it, attach it to MailChimp, send it off to them, and they'll see this with their name in here. Here's what's happening on your listing. Now, in this case, I put in the data of what was happening in my marketplace, but you can put in what's happening with their listing. It's a simple spreadsheet that you upload into it, give it the data, and it'll create that for you, right? So if you're looking for something like that with with large language, I would suggest using Claude for that. Gronk, on the other hand, is the only one that's connected to social media. So it gets a lot of information from social media and it can search. So if you're wondering, what are people looking at on social media regarding real estate, Gronk would be your best bet. It's really outstanding if you want the most, viral information. What's the latest and greatest things that people are talking about on social media, especially with real estate, because you could just keep it real estate related and anyone really was asking questions. Gronk is the only one of the four that's connected to social. So if you wanted to get deeper knowledge on what your clients are looking for and what's happening, Gronk is an excellent tool. We all know ChatGPT because we're all using Chat for the most part. Gemini is kind of that kind of distant fourth, I would say. I'm not really sure the Gemini thing. Gemini is part of Pilot, which is Microsoft. Oh. But I mean, it's there if you guys are using it. So, what are you doing? I'm just curious. What are you doing to stay front of the curve when it comes to AI? What are you doing to stay front of the curve with AI? How do you know what's coming, what's not coming, what's going on? What are you guys reading? What are you guys watching? Nothing? You guys not doing anything? You go to the coach? Coach, what do I do?
I like honestly, I spend 1 hour literally every single solitary day, and because of AI, it's absolutely amazing. I have subscriptions to 3 news articles like Bloomberg, um, um, Globe and Mail, and then like Toronto Star just to get information. And I used to listen to it. Now what I do is I literally just screenshot the articles. I drop them in ChatGPT, or I'll use Perplexity. I find Perplexity goes a little deeper for me. So I'll say, give me market stats. Tell me what's going on in Ontario. How could this affect my seller? How could this affect my buyer? It'll sum it for me. Then I'll grab things that are trending on social media. I'll literally just screenshot them. You can put people's names in like, hey, such and such real estate agent has been talking about this a lot. What's going on with that? And it'll literally just feed it back to you and say, oh, this is trending right now. This will help you out. So in an hour, I can get like a month's worth of research and I kind of sum it all up. And it gives me a lot of stuff to talk about, and it gives me a lot of base knowledge to have for conversations with all of our clients or people that are interested in things.
No, so summarizing, absolutely. Now you did mention Perplexity. Just so you know, Perplexity, again, I shared with you the 4 large language models, which is AI. Perplexity sits on top of ChatGPT. So what you're going to start to see is specialties, right? In video, Hey Jan, these are all programs that sit on top of these large language models, but then they specialize. Perplexity is outstanding. Like you're not going to use Google anymore. You're more likely going to just use Perplexity to search for anything, right? Google's being smart because every time you search now, you actually get the AI summary at the top now that says, hey, is this what you're looking for? Because what Google used to be or is just a whole bunch of landing pages. You type in, I'm looking for this, and it's going to search the web and say, hey, here's what we got. Here's what we have. But AI is like, hey, I'm looking for this, and then AI solves your problem. Does that make sense? Instead of just telling you, here's a website for you to look at, we've looked at them all. Here's the answer you're looking for, which is more important than just giving us landing pages. And Perplexity does an outstanding job with that. So again, you're going to find some programs that are specialized, especially in real estate. You'll see a lot in real estate, right? So that's what I was curious is which programs are you finding that is useful? What AI programs are you using right now that I did not mention? No? I've mentioned every single AI program you guys are using? Anyone using video?
Man, I got a lot. I'll try. Like we use CapCut for our teleprompters because it has AI. So like when I'm reading teleprompter, the AI will fix my eyes so you can't tell that I'm reading a teleprompter.
Okay, so I only want you to pick your favorite. I know we all have tons. I just one favorite. So yours is CapCut? Yeah. What about for you, Lorraine? What's your favorite?
I'm gonna stick with ChatGPT. I like ChatGPT.
Okay, so ChatGPT. All right. Anyone else have something different? No? Really? Tom? No? Mary Jo? No? No one else has anything different?
I use Canva a lot. The Pro Canva very helpful, and also the Keeping Current Matters has amazing articles, and you can also video yourself, and there's a teleprompt. So that's what I just discovered, and I truly like.
Beautiful. All right, I'll give you a few of them. So you can use Descript, you can use Captions, you can use one of my favorite Opus Clips. So if you take a long form video, put it into Opus Clips, it breaks it down to short form videos, makes it verticals for you. I love the fact that you said Canva. Canva is a really good one. Synthesia is another one. Synthesia. Hey Jen. What else do I have here? I can give you Mid-Journey. You want to use Mid-Journey. Firefly, Adobe Firefly. You guys, Adobe is really at the forefront when it comes to AI. They have a lot of great programs and all the different programs that they have. But Firefly is one of my favorite. Delhi, excellent. All right. Does anyone have any questions regarding AI that I did not answer? No, you guys all good? So I did ask, what should you be reading? What should you be looking at? One of the things that I follow, and many of you have the opportunity to, is I go to AI Marketing Academy. So this is Jason Pantana, and I have a call with them once a month, and there's tons and tons of information here because to be very, very honest with you, I do not have the time to research this. So I find that Jason, this is his baby. He figures this stuff out. And I just go to AI Marketing Academy and I watch their information because this is constantly changing, right? So you find your resource, whatever it may be. Globe and Mail, Toronto Star, AI Academy, whatever it may be. Or just, you know what? Just ask ChatGPT. Spend some time learning because you can create your own GPTs for finances, for real estate, for your personal life. Like you can actually create your own different GPTs and it can be someone famous that you want them to be. Hey, take this persona. Like, for example, Tom, you mentioned creating scripts. Well, I would say, hey, you are Chris Voss, the FBI negotiator who's the best at scripts and dialogues, and you are going to create for me these scripts and handlers. Like you can have it develop a persona, and then from that persona, you can then create whatever it is that you need. Like what it analyzes in that frame, right? Excellent. Any other questions, concerns, hallucinations, folks? Okay, couple reminders. Next week, we do not have any coaching calls. No calls next week, and then the week after. So from the 29th to May the 9th, no coaching calls. I will have a group call. There will be a group call on May the 12th at 1 p.m. East Coast time. You log in the same way you logged in here. And I'm going to have a guest speaker who's going to come in and talk about how to level up on Google searches and Google rankings. So it's going to be a 1-hour group call. So please unmute yourselves. Please unmute yourselves. Rock and roll. All right. So I'm going to yell out what date's today, and you're going to yell back at me. It's a money-making day. You guys ready for this? You guys all ready? It's Monday, baby. Hey, what day's today?
It's
a
a money.
money-making day.
That's right. It's a money-making day. So who do you have to connect with today? Book that listing appointment because listings are key. You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you real soon. Thanks so much.